मध्यान्हतिमिरन्दस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतेषां रूपकदा मह्यं ददाति सुपदां वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरुश्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगणरघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधाकृष्णपादान् सहगणललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितं हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधु जगतपते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमोस्तुते तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी विश्वभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिय पंचाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिंधुभ्यश्च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे। So we are discussing about universal form and how Krishna has manifested the universal form, and uh, better than universal form was the 400 form of Vishnu, and even more personal was the 200 form. Krishna concludes this 11th chapter by saying that this form of mind can be known only by engaging in pure devotional service. मत कर्म कृत मत परमो मत भक्त संग वर्जित. So only by pure devotional service this form of mind will be known. So Arjuna has a question about this devotional service. Evam satatayuktave yuktaye bhaktya stvam paripasate yechapyaksharam avyaktam tesham ki yogi. What is greater? By engaging in devotion, meditating on the personal form or meditating on the impersonal form? Which is superior? Arjuna asked this question. So, can bhakti be done without focusing on Krishna's form also? That was his question. So, Krishna clarifies that those who are focused on the form of Supreme Lord, for them the path of devotion is very easy. Whereas when the form is not there, then focusing becomes too difficult. क्लेशोऽधिकतरस्तेषाम् अव्यक्तासक्तचेतसा अव्यक्ता हि गतिर्दुःखं देहवद्भिरवाप्स्यते. Those who are focusing on the unmanifested form, for them the life is too difficult. It's not easy. Okay, they have to perform severe austerities to achieve me. ये तु सर्वाणि कर्माणि मयि सन्न्यस्य मत्परः अनेनैव योगेन मां ध्यायन्तो उपास्यते. So, but those who worship me, giving up all their activities unto me, and being devoted to me without deviation, engaged in devotion service and always meditating upon me, having fixed their mind upon me, O son of Partha, I am the swift deliverer from the ocean of birth and death. So this is required. You should come to this level where everything has to be offered to the Supreme Lord. So in this there is no doubt that one day you should definitely reach a level where everything you do should be an offering of the Supreme Lord. So there is no discount for pure devotion. If you want to be delivering, if you are expecting to get delivered from cycle of birth and death, then pure devotion there is no discount. You must have. That is the point Krishna is telling. Okay. We can't expect material desires to be fulfilled and at the same time pure devotion also to manifest. No, that cannot happen. Now, then there are different levels in this bhakti. What is that level? First level is Mayyeva mana asdastva, Mai buddhim nivesha, nivasasya Mayyeva, atha urdhvam na samshaya. One who is always absorbed in me. His mind is always focused on me, that is Supreme Lord, and engaging all intelligence in Krishna, then you will live with Krishna always. So they will be on the highest level because mind is also engaged, intelligence is also engaged, activities are also. 24 hours everything is engaged in Krishna. Okay. So अतचेत्तं समाधातुं न शक्नोति मैस्त्रिय अभ्यास योगेन ततो माम इच्छाप्तुं धनंजय. If you cannot reach that state where everything you are absorbed in all the time in Krishna, then you have to do some work. Correct? At least follow regulatory principles. Yeah. Now, does it mean that first level people don't follow regulatory principles? They don't have to be told, because their mind is always absorbed in Krishna. They will not do things which are not told by Krishna. So naturally they will follow. Whereas those who are not on the level where constantly devotional meditating on Lord is there, those are not on the level. For them, at least they have to follow the regulatory principles seriously. Okay. In this way, they develop a desire to attain me. They don't attain. It's a very important point. The destination of each level is different. First level, those who are always absorbed, they are always with Krishna already. They don't have to make separate effort for it. Second level, they develop a desire to attain Him by following serious regulatory principles without any of this. अभ्यासोऽस्ति मत्कर्म परमो भव मदर्थमपि कर्माणि कुर्वन् सिद्धिम् अवाप्स्यसि. If you cannot practice regulatory principles also, then you come to Karma Yoga. You have to follow the principles of Karma Yoga. You have to work for Krishna. What you do, it is offering to Krishna. In this way, Siddhim Avapsasi, you will gradually achieve perfection. Gradually you will come to the perfect state. That is the point here. If you can't even do these things, then at least try to give up the results level. Whatever work you are doing, don't work with a fruitive mentality. Krishna is bringing people up. At least don't work with fruitive mentality. Okay. Now, you can cultivate knowledge. However, knowledge is better than knowledge is meditating on Supreme Lord and renunciation of fruits of action. So ultimately, Krishna is bringing somewhere you are fitting. Either you are working, it means you are always thinking of Krishna. If you are not always thinking of Krishna, at least following the regulatory principles, and means you are on the highest level of pure devotion, completely pure. If you are not completely pure, at least be a full-time devotee. Means at least you are you are performing your actions for Krishna. If you are not there, at least follow regulatory principles and do some karma, do some activities which are in line, which will make you progress. If not even there, then next step is do some work without expecting results. Okay, so these are the different levels Krishna is telling. And then Krishna gives the symptoms of devotee. See, in second chapter, Krishna speaks about Sthita Prajna. Then in fourth chapter, he speaks about Jnani. In seventh chapter, he speaks about one who is absorbed in Krishna, whose mind is absorbed. And here he speaks about Bhakta. You see, the Lakshanas more or less it's the same. He is having one focus. He is only focused on the Lord. He is having no other desires. He is free from desires. He is friend for everyone. He is equal to everyone. So Krishna right from the beginning is preaching pure devotional service only. When he stays Sthita Prajna, he is speaking about devotion only. When he speaks about Jnana Yoga, he is also speaking of devotion only. Everywhere he is speaking the same thing. Just that as Arjuna's knowledge is advancing, he is understanding. Why I am telling you this point, in all these different levels, pure devotion can exist. You should just know how it can exist. That is the point. That is more clear now. So even while actions are performed in Karma Yoga level, but the consciousness can be of pure devotion. So that is the critical point you should understand. So first 6 chapters were discussing about Jiva. Next 6 chapters were discussing about Ishvara. Now Prakriti comes. The question is why Prakriti comes afterwards. After you know what to do at the time of death, after you know who Krishna is, after you know how to meditate on him, and after you know what is pure devotional service, after that, what is the use of telling about Prakriti? Krishna should have put Prakriti knowledge first, Jiva knowledge second, and then Ishvara knowledge last, right? Why he has done in this order? Means, what is the use of knowing Prakriti, modes of nature, when you have already understood the highest topic of pure devotional service? What do you think? You already know about Bhakti, then again, why three modes and all this Daivi Asuri? Why to speak about demons after you already know about Shuddha Bhakti?
Maybe to analyze so like lack of Prakriti knowledge, you only understand where one stands, where is their position, because of different modes discussion comes
Mhm.
about any other dealings with Prakriti comes in terms of mode and all. So there one can understand where he stands and all, and then as per that we can, with the prior knowledge of Krishna and himself, we can practice into that. Matlab, to make a to realize that where he stands comes later on. He has to now judge himself where I stand. I am just that.
What do you think?
This because in 13 and 14 chapter, about Prakriti, uh, which work it comes means etc. So because different people are there in different nations. So what is bhakti and how to do work in bhakti? So according to the modes, so,
Yeah, but at least if modes we have understood first, and then we would understand Bhakti afterwards. Once we know about Bhakti, then there is nothing else left to be known. Once we know that Bhakti is the highest path, directly Krishna can tell Sarvadhanam.
But by knowing the bhakti,
because in bhakti only everybody is not pure.
Correct? Go ahead.
So everybody is not pure. There are different gradations in bhakti, which is mentioned in 12th chapter. So everybody is not on the platform of pure devotee, pure devotion. So they will work according to the nature of.
What happens if you don't understand how Prakriti operates? If these chapters were not there, you have understood pure devotional service. You have understood that pure devotion is Bhakti is beyond everything. Bhakti is the supreme. And by Bhakti you will attain Krishna. You will go back to God.
we need Prakriti
If you
to
don't
perform bhakti.
understand.
We need Prakriti to perform bhakti.
See,
I mean,
after hearing all
medium.
these things, it is natural to assume that Bhakti is so powerful, everything will happen automatically. Okay? Means if I take up to this path of Bhakti, naturally I will progress. So anyone who is new to Krishna consciousness, when we explain him about soul, when we explain about super soul, when we explain about glories of devotional service, naturally they will think, oh, this is an automatic process. We are standing here, then we will be perfect. Correct. So initially everyone thinks like that. But one thing you should understand is that we are ultimately performing bhakti in Prakriti, staying in Prakriti. And that Prakriti is also creating an influence on us. Correct. So first you should understand how the Prakriti operates, what influence it is creating on me. Because ultimately I have to adjust here and do bhakti. There is spiritual world, then there is material world. In spiritual world, bhakti is very easy. Correct. In material world, you perform bhakti, but you also work under the limitation of the nature, Prakriti. Unless you understand the power of Prakriti, Devi Esha Gunamamayi Bhama Maya Duratya. My Maya is very bad. Unless you understand the power of Prakriti, we will always be under illusion that we are very powerful and we have got bhakti and we will go. To understand how dangerous it is, And within staying in this material nature, what are the techniques to do bhakti at the same time be here?
What is helping me and what is not helping.
Yes.
Because there's no more.
So that is why these sections are very critical. From bhakti, you will have to know all these things.
Okay, now you know the goal. Now I know myself. How
Yes.
to achieve that? I need some
Yes,
with the
yes,
help of
yes.
That's why it is. Sometimes people say this is like Jnana Yoga. Last 6 chapters are like Jnana Yoga.
So Krishna is telling Kshetra Kshetrajna. What is the meaning in that? Kshetra Kshetrajna is same as body and soul. Kshetrajna Sarva Kshetra Shiva.
Knowable and
Knowledge. All these three things.
Same is knowledge.
What is knowledge? Who is the knower? And you are knower of what? So Krishna is giving introduction to this 13 day. He's saying, knower is the soul. What is to be known is Prakriti or the body. And what is that knowledge? These three things, unless you know, you cannot proceed further. Okay. ऋषिभिर बहुधा गीतम छंदोभिर विविधै पृथक ब्रह्मसूत्र पदेश्चैव हेतु मद्भिर विनिश्चितै. So Krishna is giving epistemology. In English, it's called epistemology. What is epistemology? You know?
Like breaking of words.
What is epistemology?
Sequencing the things.
Vedic action.
Epistemology means how to know. The process of knowing is called epistemology. Okay, how to know something. So, how will you know the world? For example, how will you know that something is kept on the table? How will you know?
I'll go and watch. I'll go and see. I'll touch.
You will see. First you will see, right? Then you will touch, like that. So knowledge is gained by seeing. That is called Pratyaksha Pramana. Pratyaksha Pramana it's called. By seeing or by touching or by tasting we will get knowledge. Now everything cannot be known by Pratyaksha. So for that, if a mountain is having smoke and you are taking your animals for grazing, seeing the smoke, what we see? In my kitchen I had seen smoke. What I had seen along with smoke, I had seen fire also. So then I go to another person's kitchen. There also I see smoke and fire together. Then I go to Yajneshala. There also I find smoke and fire are together. In this way, everywhere seeing, I create one formula that wherever there is smoke, there is fire. Correct? Now, after I create this formula in my mind, suddenly I see smoke on the hill. I am not seeing fire. But I will use the same formula and derive a logic that maybe there is fire there. That is why there is smoke. So we will not do. Correct? This process is called Anumana. Now, just like when your Pratyaksha doesn't work for this situation, because there is only smoke seen, fire is not seen. So Pratyaksha Pramana doesn't work, you require Anumana. Similarly, for Atindriya, for things which are beyond our senses, like Atma, Paramatma, all those things, Dharma, Pratyaksha and Anumana will not work. You are experiencing happiness. Correct, your Sakshi will tell you that you are experiencing. You are experiencing sadness, that experience will be. Can you experience Dharma? I am experiencing right or I am experiencing wrong. That we cannot experience. How to know when something is right or wrong? When you speak lies or when somebody is stealing, how will he get to know that this stealing is wrong or speaking lies is wrong?
Following them. I'm seeing from Mahabharata what Yudhishthira says. By his intuition, he says, I don't know, I'm not seeing anything wrong. I think it's in marriage. I don't see anything wrong, and that is a dharma function. That feels.
No, that is for Yudhishthira because he is Dharmaraj. How will we get to know that stealing is wrong? Can we experience while stealing that, oh, something wrong is happening? Or when I speak lies, can I experience something wrong is happening? How will I know that stealing is wrong or experiences or telling lies is wrong? Killing
By-
somebody.
By seeing others,
experiencing is that
by
if
seeing
if the stealing happened in my house, then I felt feel bad about it. So
Correct. But at that time, stealing is not happening in my house. How will I know whether
I
it's
saw somewhere stealing happen and I know this is not correct.
okay? Fine.
So
Agreed.
it's wrong.
So that is one thing. Just by seeing everything we see, some killing and all, we know killing is bad. Have we seen killing to say that killing is bad? How we got?
By somebody has to tell us.
Yes,
Somebody
yes.
has
That is the point. Somebody has to tell us. That is where Shabda Pramana comes. So there are some things which cannot be seen, which cannot be derived by logic, but which somebody has to tell us. Then we will understand. So that is Shabda Pramana.
since they put that logic that because people is you are hurting people, so if you are hurting a man or person, so that is not good because he's feeling bad.
How you know that is not good?
Because he's feeling bad.
Yeah, so how you know he's
So that
feeling
should not be that.
that
activity
should not be done.
Yeah.
That somebody has to tell you, right? You cannot feel it. Somebody has to tell you that he will get hurt, don't do it,
Yeah,
it's
that
bad.
is feeling is there, na? Therefore that.
Yeah, but his feeling you don't know. Somebody has to tell that. My point is, okay, maybe one experience of his feeling pain you may see when you hit somebody. But all the good and bad we cannot experience. It is foolishness to experience all the good and bad, then I will decide whether it's right. If I say, I don't believe in constitution, I don't believe in any laws, let me experience one bad.
I'll break all the rules.
Based
I'll
on
get
my
punished.
experience, I will decide. That is foolishness, right? Ultimately, somebody tells us why these awareness sessions are there in software and all, there is cyber security awareness. Why they do all these things? They are telling us, Shabda Pramana, that what is right, what is wrong. You cannot know by feelings or by logic or by seeing. Somebody has to tell. So ultimately, Shabda Pramana is required for things where Pratyaksha and Anumana don't work. Okay. Now that doesn't mean that Pratyaksha is inferior or Pratyaksha is not a Pramana. Pratyaksha is also a Pramana, Anumana is also a Pramana, similarly Shabda is also a Pramana. All three are Pramanas. Among Shabdas, we don't believe anybody and everybody. We believe those who are close to us. If I tell that on the bank of the river there are 5 fruit trees, if a person is close to us, then we will go take the risk and go and bring. If he is not close to us, then we will think, oh, who has trusted? Why will I believe him? Correct? So those who are close to us, we believe more. Isn't it? Now, how will we believe about God?
You are close to God.
When somebody tells about God, how will we believe? So what happens is, God is so far, we don't know where He is. We cannot know by logic. We cannot know by our perception, see. And we have to believe in somebody. Every living entity has 4 defects. Which are the 4 defects? Bhama, Pramada, Vipralipsa, Karnapata. They commit mistakes. They are illusioned. Their senses are imperfect, and they have a tendency to cheat. These problems will be there in Purushas. So whatever Purusha speaks is not reliable. You cannot believe whatever Purusha speaks. So then, what is the hope? So there are Apurusha Granthas, revealed scriptures, which are they are not written by me, but they are just revealed to sages. Okay. So those Apaurusha Granthas, because they don't have any author, they are perfect. You cannot find Purusha doshas in it. For example, nobody can write it with the intention to cheat. Nobody can write it with his senses are imperfect. Nobody can do this because nobody has written it only. So then the problem is not. Then, if nobody has written how it came in this world, so in this Kalpa, when Vedas were required, Supreme Lord in form of Hayagriva breathed out the Vedas, or in the form of Matsya he gives the Vedas. And when the destruction happens, what happens? All these Vedas go and stay in the intelligence of the Spirit. Again, new creation happens, again the Supreme Lord gives. So they are anadi, they have never started. There was no point when they were written. They are eternal, they are right from the beginning. Even before there is anadi, and they have been transferred after every kalpa. So they are called Apaurusha. Now, but when we open the Vedas, we find Vishwamitra Rishi, Madhuchandasa Rishi, so many rishis who are associated with the Vedas. Every Veda has, every mantra has a Rishi, Deva, and Chanda. These three things we have to recite and then start chanting the mantras. So, what about this? Who are those rishis? Those rishis are those for whom these Vedas appeared, Gochara. Because they were very austere and they were very devoted, these Vedas appeared to them. Like Gayatri Mantra appeared to Vishwamitra Rishi because of his tapasya. It's not that he has created it. So, these Apaurusha Granthas are very important source. They are the highest pramanas. Once somebody recites Veda as a pramana, evidence, you cannot counter it. You cannot say this is wrong. Because it is the highest pramana, highest evidence, Veda. No other Grantha you can say is superior to that. If somebody recites Purana as a pramana, and if other person gives Veda as a pramana, that is to be considered superior. These are some rules for discussion. Now, but the problem with Vedas is, Vedas are difficult to understand without Itihasas and Puranas. Itihasa Purana Abhyam Vedam Samupar Brahma. To understand the Vedas, we have to take help of Itihasas and Puranas also. And Vedavyasa has written certain rules to interpret these Itihasas and Puranas. These Vedas, Itihasas and Puranas, those rules are called Brahma Sutra. Brahma Sutras are shortcut sutras which help us interpret and get right understanding of Vedas. So that is why these three things are important. One is Vedas, Apaurusha, one is Itihasa Puranas, like all the Puranas and Mahabharata, Ramayana. And third thing is Brahma Sutras. So these three things are very important to understand what is right and what is wrong. They are called Prasthana. So no discussion can happen without the knowledge of this Prasthana. All these three things are very important to decide what is knowledge and what is
Why
not.
Itihas and Puranas are important? Because they already happened.
No?
There are examples.
Itihasa and Puranas. You cannot understand Vedas without the help of Itihasas and Puranas. Vedas are too difficult to understand.
They are like illustrations.
Huh?
They are like illustrations.
Yes, so they will give examples of who followed it plus some extra additional detailed philosophy in that. So then you will be able to actually understand the Vedas.
With the help of Vedas.
Yes. No, Puranas will help us understand Vedas. Now there can be confusion when you read Vedas and Puranas. So Brahma Sutras help clarify that confusions. So they are also important.
And when confusion comes, then Sutras help.
Brahma Sutras. Yes. So Prasthanatraya, all these three are required. They are called Shruti Prasthana, Smriti Prasthana, Nyaya Prasthana. Shruti Prasthana is Vedas, Smriti Prasthana is Itihasa Puranas, Nyaya Prasthana is Brahma Sutras. All these three are required to understand what is right.
Prasthana means?
Evidence. Three evidences.
Sometimes people Bhagavad Gita also use.
Yeah,
It
so
comes in all three.
Yeah.
Shruti Prasthana means all Vedas. But what Shankaracharya did is He put only Upanishads as Shruti Prasthana. Shankaracharya. He put only Upanishads as Shruti Prasthana. He did not say other branches of Vedas. Branches of Vedas. Vedas have 4 branches. Samhita, Brahmana, Aranyaka and Upanishad. So according to him, knowledge means only Upanishad, not other. Everything else is Karma Kanda, so it is no knowledge. That was Shankaracharya's included. So, but further Vaishnava Acharya said, no. All the sections of Vedas are knowledge and they are required. So that is Shruti Prasthana. Smriti Prasthana actually is all the Puranas, including Srimad Bhagavata, everything. Mahabharata and Ramayana also comes in that. But Shankaracharya primarily took Bhagavad Gita as Smriti Prasthana. And Nyaya Prasthana is Brahma Sutras, of course. That is.
And then devotee says Bhagavad Gita comes all the 3. Bhagavad Gita comes in all.
Bhagavad Gita is not Shruti Prasthana. People may disagree with this. They may give whatever reason. What it is.
Because Krishna said.
Yeah, they will say that because Krishna said. But actually, if you see, Apaurusha is not something which is manufactured by Krishna also. Apaurusha is eternal and Krishna has kept it eternal along with him. He has not created it. There are many Shastra Pramanas to establish that. He has kept it eternal along with him. He has not created it.
Bhagavad Gita is also eternal.
Eternal, there are 2, like all Puranas are also eternal. But they are manifest and unmanifest, they take different forms. For example, when you say Sasra Shirsha, Purusha, Sasakshas, Patsabhumim, Vishwata, Vrutva, Krishna, Dashangulam, this sequence you can change. Grammatically you can change the sequence. But in the Shruti, you cannot change the sequence which entered in this sequence. So even 1000 Brahmas later or 1000 Brahmas before, the Shruti Vakya will remain same sequence. Whereas Pranas, although the message is the same, the form can be different. Means this time Arjuna Krishna spoke Bhagavad Gita. This time Parikshit Maharaj heard Bhagavatam. In the next Kalpa, it can come in a different way. Earlier Vivaswan heard it. So it can change forms. Although it is eternal, it changes forms. And the message is the same. Whereas in Shruti, not only message is the same, the sequence of words is also the same. That is special about Shruti. What they call. It's very critical to understand this.
Then, means in Samveda they say that there is a different Purusha Sukta.
Between Vedas there can be difference. But the Samaveda Purusha Sukta is also eternal. Rigveda Purusha Sukta is also eternal. They are different and eternally exist. Got it? So it's very important to understand difference between Shruti, Smriti and Nyaya. Otherwise what happens is that our people get confused. No. Vedas are highest Pramana, we know, but all Vedas have been burnt away. So for that what we are doing? We are referring to Bhagavatam, and I don't have anything against Bhagavatam. Bhagavatam is Amala Pramana. I accept. But I am telling you how people argue. Now Bhagavatam, yes, Bhagavatam is told by our spiritual master, our Shiksha Guru, and so whatever our senior devotee tells, we follow. So they are chanting, they are telling us to chant Hare Krishna, so that much is enough, no need to study Shruti, Smriti. Then after some time they will tell, those who are studying Shruti and those who are studying Brahma Sutras, they are in Maya, because we should just follow our authorities, chant Hare Krishna, and whatever our senior devotees, Ekantiki Hare Bhakti Utpate, that will happen eventually.
This is quote like this.
No, that's what. So Shruti, Smriti, Puranadi, Pancharatri ki Vidhi Vina, Ekantik. So all these are required. Shruti is required, Smriti is required, Purana is required, Pancharatra is required. Without this, Hari Bhakti is a disturbance. So many people, while now all these issues are going on and all, they say, we follow Bhagavad Dharma. So because we follow Bhagavad Dharma, Pancharatra scriptures we don't follow. We don't follow Vedic scriptures. We follow only Bhagavad. Okay, what is given in Bhagavatam?
Pancharatra Dharma is under Bhagavad.
Pancharatra, there is a class of people who say that we reject Pancharatra because we follow Bhagavatam. That is also there in Gaudiya. But actually nobody knows what Pancharatra Dharma is, nobody knows what Bhagavad Dharma is.
Right, I have a benefit.
I told you, no, this 10th canto, you go and see. So many rituals are there. They're followed by all the residents of Vrindavana and all those things. They're all there. So if you are following Bhagavad Dharma, you have to follow all these things.
Oh, and Pancharatra Dharma is what?
Pancharatra Dharma is given by those tantras, Pancharatra Shastras, and especially for those who are not completely into Vaidika Marga or Vaidika Marga is Lupta, destroyed. So these Shastras help to revive.
Divide.
So they are also quite important.
Not to follow this or
Hmm?
not to keep this as only.
Yeah. So everything related to the body, five great elements, false ego, intelligence, senses, and sense objects, desire, hatred, happiness, distress, all these things is kshetra. And what is knowledge? Humility, pridelessness, knowledge, tolerance. This is a big list to know that you are suffering, birth, death, old age, diseases are there. All these things are knowledge.
Towards 8 to 12.
8 to 12. So it's a big list. So if you don't know that you are suffering, then you are not in knowledge. If you know that, if you think that material world is a happy place, you are not in knowledge. So it can happen at any stage. Even in Krishna consciousness also it can happen that we don't know that material world is suffering. You forget. So all these things have to be known, and how all these things have to be, it's not just that you know about Krishna is enough. You should also know that material world is suffering. You should also know that there is old age, there is disease, there is death, there are problems, and you should overcome them. That is also part of knowledge only. That is what he is telling here. Mm. Then something is explained about super soul. You can read all these things. What is his greatness? And the idea is that it is not just we, but it's also the super soul who is managing the body, who knows the body. Our body, we know, our body super soul also knows, and he knows all our bodies. How he knows all that thing is mentioned here. Karya Karana Kartrutve Hektur Prakriti Richite Purusha Sukha Dakkanam Bhoktrutve Hetu Richite. It's a very important shloka. All that is happening in this world, sometimes we get angry, sometimes we get sad, sometimes we get happy, sometimes we may cheat and all. All these things we are doing under the influence of nature. But the happiness and distress we have to suffer. Very important point. Nature influences us to do bad things, but the result of that bad things we have to suffer, not nature. So, why? Purusha prakriti stohi bhungte prakriti janmuna karanam gunasangasya sadasat yoni janmashu. Living entity is in material nature. He is under the influence of material nature, and because of this influence, he meets with good and evil among species. He takes birth in different species where he gets happiness and suffering. So, Supreme Lord says, I am not connected. I don't have happiness, I don't have distress, which is the Jiva experience. Means Prakriti is forcing you to do wrong. You as a Jiva are doing wrong. You means it is making you do wrong and you are suffering for the wrong. But the Super Soul who is sitting with you is not suffering for that. You understand the network how it is. So nobody is free. Nobody can say that I have taken up to pure devotional service, now I don't do any karma. It is said that by the time you reach 12 years, you would have done so many karmas that you would have to take another 10 births or 100 births already. By the time you reach 12, you are still a child. You would not have consciously done any sin.
It is forgiven.
No, nothing is forgiven. Every person, by the time he reaches 12, he has done so many karmas that another 10 lifetimes he has to do. After that, as he matures, he will do so many more sins. How many lifetimes you have to take? So if you think that I am such a great soul that I am going to I am pure already and I am no more lifetimes. We are in illusion. Just by the time we reached, we would have done so much karma for 10 lifetimes. From there till now, we would have done much more karmas for so many more lifetimes. No question of release.
Bhakti wants
The bhakti one that we already discussed, no? What is the level of bhakti that we are following? That it burns. So,
to this one question.
mm,
You say pure devotion, aspiring for pure devotion is also pure devotion. So how
no, but what is my, before coming to that level at all, these modes are making us do bad things.
is
So, okay, previous bhakti may be destroyed, previous sins be destroyed. When Jamila chanted Narayana, first time Narayana chanted only, all the previous sins got destroyed. But the thing is, these things are making us sin more. What about those karmas?
because we are still
How they
body.
will go?
We have to come up.
Yes. No, what about those reactions? They are going to already, our so many lifetimes are already planned. Because of the karmas that we are doing, so many lifetimes are already planned. What about that?
That cannot be destroyed.
Yeah, it's difficult. No? So, at least the goal of this chapter is to at least understand that soul and super soul are there. Both are acting within the body. Body is not doing it. Soul is there and super soul is there and nature is also in place. So all these things are acting together. Yes.
These are
Yes, yeah. So at least you should understand that all these three are acting. I am not on that level where I am whatever I want I do. Got it. So also a critical point to understand this. Many times we think that we are so pure that nothing is influencing us. We are on Bhagavatam, we are on the model of pure devotion. We are always meditating on Krishna, so nothing is affecting us. After this lifetime, we are going back to God. But in reality, in the heart, what is happening? Still, all the desires are there. Impurity is there. That we are not able to accept. So Krishna says, first come in knowledge. Nobody asked me this question. When Prakriti is doing, why I have to suffer? I told you just now. Prakriti is making you do good and bad. But the happiness and distress we have to suffer.
because I am not in knowledge. Considering myself connected to other people.
That is a problem. So we took a conscious decision of connecting with Prakriti and not connecting with it. That is why the suffering is ours. So it's difficult to promote. It's wrong to expect that in one lifetime we will be able to come out of this strong entanglement, strong mesh.
The acceptance only gives relief. But I'm in this level. After almost like I'm about to leave last. I mean, Nandrana. One day I told Guruji, so I'm not. I'm accepted. I'm not. And whatever you are commanding, I understood this is not my level. I tried. I made something because my
Surrender we'll see afterwards. But at least you should understand that you should know where our level is. We should not be in a dream world that I am in some pure devotional level and I am whatever I want I can do. Eventually, I'll go back to Krishna immediately. I'm so pure. You should not be in the dream world. You should be realistic that nature is acting, nature is forcing me to do certain things. If you said you came out of ashram and all, it's all forced by nature. You cannot be blamed for the decision. It's all these entities are acting. The navagrahas are acting. Then our past karmas are acting. So many influences are there. Dikpalakas are acting. So many influences are there. They are making us behave in a particular way. Because Krishna has planned our purification. It's not easy. It takes time. Getting the point. If we think that we are the doer, then it increases our disturbance. That I have to do this, I am not able to do. You should understand there are limitations. And I need help. Kshetra Kshetrajna Dhyana, the idea of the chapter is to make us realize that I need help. I am not independent. It's a very critical point to understand. So how this thing acts? It acts in the form of three modes. Nature acts in the form of three modes: Sattva Guna, Raja Guna, Tama Guna. Everywhere you go, every object you see, every sight you see, everything you eat, every book you read, everything you do in this world is all a product of three modes. Even within Sattva Guna, there can be mixture of Rajoguna, Tamoguna. No mode is pure. In material world, no guna is pure. Within Sattva, there can be mixture of Rajas, Tama. Within Tamas, there can be mixture of Sattva. All these modes are mixed in this. So don't think that I am something in Sattva Guna or I am something in Shuddha Sattva. Everywhere all modes are mixed. And every person, even during the day, our schedule will have a mixture of modes. When we are sleeping, the tamas will be. Even a Brahmana sleeps, he will be in tamas. Brahmana works, he walks, he goes, does yajnas, there will be some rajas mixed. There has to be. A Shudra may sit in temple, sometime he may pray, he will have the mix of sattva. So the modes, don't think that it is, you can just divide the society into three parts like this. There is a Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra. No? Brahmana is considered in Sattva-guna, Kshatriya is in Tajoguna, Vaishya is in mixed modes, Rajas, Tamas, and Shudra is in Tamas. No?
Dominance of.
It's a dominance of gunas. Even in Shudras, there can be a little more Sattvic Shudra who will be worshipping their Kuladevata. He will be better than other Shudras and they will look at him with respect that he is a Pujari in our Sampradaya. In villages and all you see, even among Shudras they will have some deity to worship. And that particular family, that particular Shudra will be worshipping that deity, not others, because others are considering themselves more tamasic than this. Got it? So, these modes are very much mixed, it's not easy. Krishna explains the nature of Sattva Guna, Rajoguna and Tamoguna. You can read that. It is illuminating and it is freeing one from sinful activities, whereas Rajoguna is binding and Tamoguna puts us in ignorance and delusion. And sometimes, I told you this, sometimes one mode becomes prominent, sometimes other mode. It may be during the day, it may be during the year, it may be during a Graha Dasha, it may be during a part of our life. Anything it can be. Sometimes some mode becomes prominent, sometimes some other mode. So they will be overpowering each other.
Evening, daytime, morning, leftovers.
Yes. So we should understand immediately if my desires are increasing, somewhere Rajas is increasing. Right? If I become more peaceful, somewhere Sattva is increasing. And then destination also will change based on our depth in the particular modes. We will either go to higher planets or we will go wherever we are or we will go lower. So destination also changes. And knowledge comes from Sattva Guna. Okay. See here, it's a very important shloka to understand. Nanyam gunebhyah kartaram yada drishtanu pashyati gunebhyascha param vedta madbhavam sodigachati. When one properly sees that in all activities no other performer is at work than these modes of nature, and he knows the Supreme Lord who is transcendental to all these three modes, he attains my spiritual life. Just by knowing Supreme Lord, it's not enough. you should also see that these modes are working.
In connection with Krishna.
Yeah, Krishna, based on Krishna's desire only, but the modes are working. Shudra acts as a Shudra because the modes are making him act like that. Brahmana acts as a Brahmana because the modes are making him act like that. Woman acts like a woman. Child acts like a child. Old man acts like old. Everyone is acting because the modes are making them act like that. They are not suddenly, we cannot put them in a transcendental. Everyone is under the modes. So, to attain Krishna's nature, you should also understand how the modes act. How Krishna is making the modes act. It's very important, you should understand. Uh, when embodied being is able to transcend three modes associated with material body, he can be freed from birth, death, old age, disease, and enjoy the nectar in this life itself. So then Krishna asks, Arjuna asks how to know one who has transcended three modes. Again, it's the same thing which is already told. We already discussed in all these three chapters, no? What is Sthita Prajna, what is... So it's the same similar thing, that he will not have hatred, he will not have attachment, not delusion, and he will think of stone and gold as same.
Or Sattva.
No, transcendent. One who has transcended all three modes, he is like that. So basically he's speaking about a devotee.
Shuddha Sattva.
One who is on that level of a devotee is beyond that. So now, at least we should understand that we are entangled. Material nature is trapping us, and there is no hope for next to so many lifetimes to come out of this trapping. Because it's the nature, it's the modes that are controlling us, modes that are making us do what is right, what is wrong. But the happiness and distress, we are suffering for that. So, what will this trapped soul do?
What?
Will this trapped soul do?
No.
Trapped, we are trapped here.
Uh,
We are trapped in such a way that there is no hope to come out. I have to first clear my backlog of so many bad karmas. Correct? So many bad karmas I have to clear. In the process of trying to clear, Prakriti is making me do much more bad karmas. In one lifetime, I have planned for next 100 lifetimes. So the karmas that are coming are more than the karmas that are getting erased. Understanding? So in the tank, if water is going out and water is coming in, if water going out is more, the tank will get empty. If the water coming in is more, then the tank will get full and start working. Our going karmas are less and coming karmas are very high.
that's why.
So Krishna compares our situation with the banyan tree. Banyan tree, if you see, it is so huge, it doesn't have just one roots. As it grows branches, there are other roots start coming, they also get in the mud. Then they will start nourishing the tree, again it expands. They will start, sometimes what happens, the whole forest will be just one tree. It's very difficult to cut banyan trees. Nowadays with so much technology and all, they have to cut, otherwise earlier it's too difficult. You start cutting from one place, cut, by the time you come here, suddenly rain comes, some root will have left in the soil, that root will germinate again. So our situation is like that. One side we start cutting attachments, this attachment should go, that attachment should go, lust should go, greed should go, anger should go, hatred should go. By the time we come to some level of bhakti, some old vasana again comes. Finish it, destroys everything. Very difficult situation. We are completely trapped. Anyone who has not read Bhagavad Gita only can say that I am so pure and I am immediately ready. One who knows one who has studied Bhagavad Gita knows the reality, what our situation is.
What is the hope actually? What is the hope?
We will see tomorrow. All this word. Sorry. Huh?
Hope is tomorrow.